films of that fire get bro. I appreciate you.
OTL, what you talking about? Why you say it like that for? Come on, get your picture, man, before you get beat up.
Oh, wait, my phone.
Strange.
I'm 4K trained.
Who?
Rakai, what the man?
You said what?
You could ain't good for him, good. He ain't no
Pooh Shie just made his stance clear and dissed NBA Youngboy live on stream. Pooh Shie was running his mouth about NBA Young Boy in ways that ultimately led to him burning bridges with one of rap's biggest superstars. He didn't just diss YB, he made his stance clear with all them for K-Trey crash dummies. Yo, what's good, fam? We about to dive deep into some real industry politics and street drama that's been shaking up the hip-hop community. This ain't just rap beef. This is family loyalty, prison politics, and choosing sides when the stakes are life and death. Now, before we get into this wild ride, let me keep it 100 with y'all. Social media have been buzzing about Pooh Shiesty throwing shots at NBA Youngboy. But yo, we about to separate the facts from the fiction, the real from the fake. See? Just last night, this Memphis rapper was casually streaming, taking pictures with fans, and chopping it up when some real industry drama started bubbling to the surface. Now, hold up before y'all start thinking this is just some random rap beef over nothing. This situation runs way deeper than social media posts and diss tracks. But here's where it gets real spicy. This beef ain't even really about Pooh Shie and Youngboy directly. This is about loyalty. So when you're loyal to Lil Durk, you automatically got problems with NBA Youngboy. The whole thing started getting messy when fans started testing Pooh Shiesty's loyalty on stream. You know how fans be. They love stirring up drama and seeing how their favorite artists react when you mention their OP. So check it during one of Pooh Shiesty's recent streams. Homie was taking pictures with fans when this female fan made a comment that set everything off. Shorty said, "She don't mess with Lil Durk," and Pooh Shiesty got heated real quick. You could see it in his face. That comment hit different because of how tight him and Durk really are. The way Pooh Shie reacted wasn't just some casual fan interaction. Nah fam, this was personal. When that girl said she don't rock with Durk, Pooh Shiesty's whole energy shifted. He went from being cool and laid back to showing real emotion, real anger. That's when you know the loyalty runs deep. Now in the industry, we know loyalty means everything. But Pooh Shiesty's situation was different because his connection to Lil Durk goes way beyond just music. When Pooh Shiesty got locked up on them federal charges, Durk was the main person from the industry looking out for him. That's some real bond right there, not just industry, politics. But yo, this is where the story gets deeper than just fan comments. See, there was this whole situation with streamer Rakai that really showed where Pooh Shiesty's head is at. When Rakai called Ben during a stream, Ben would pass the phone to Pushy. Rakai, trying to be funny or whatever, claimed he was for KT. That's NBA Youngboy's crew. Now here's the crazy part. Pushy acted like he didn't know what that meant. But fam, we all know he knew exactly what Rakai was talking about. For KT is NBA Youngboy's crew, and everybody in the rap game knows what that stands for. Pooh Shiesty playing dumb wasn't about not knowing. It was about not wanting to acknowledge anything connected to NBA Youngboy's camp. The real kicker though, Pooh Shiesty's reaction wasn't just about not knowing. It was about not wanting to acknowledge anything connected to NBA Youngboy's camp. That's when you know the beef is real. When you won't even recognize the other side's existence. That type of disrespect is deeper than just ignoring someone. That's complete dismissal. Let me break down for y'all why this beef even exists in the first place. It all goes back to the Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy situation. These two have been going at it for years. And it's not just rap beef. This is about real street politics, different cities, and loyalty to fallen friends. Durk and Youngboy's beef stems from the whole Chicago versus Louisiana thing. But it got personal when it started involving people who died in the streets. When you're as close to Lil Durk as Pooh Shie is, you automatically inherit those problems. That's just how the game works. No cap. The Chicago and Louisiana beef goes way back. But it really escalated when social media got involved. Fans and adversaries alike analyze every post, song, and comment. Youngboy fans attack Durk whenever he posts something. Durk fans reply to posts made by a Youngboy. The beef is sustained by an endless round of back and forth. This is more than just Pooh Shiesty taking sides at random. He and Durk were like family. They would visit each other's neighborhoods, which in you are truly family in the street world. You don't do that with just anybody. Real trust and loyalty are demonstrated when you feel at ease enough to pull up to someone's block. Consider it. Your neighborhood is crucial in the streets. You were raised there, together with your family, and you picked up the game there. It says something when you let someone from a different city to walk through your neighborhood and feel at ease. In other words, this person is family. You can trust this individual. No matter what, this individual has your back. For Pooh Shiesty, however, This is where things get very emotional. The industry mostly forgot about him once he was imprisoned on those federal counts. Artists that he thought were cool with him ceased to support him, post about him, or mention his name. Not Lil Durk though. Durk was always the most encouraging person in the business. When Pooh Shiesty is on stage, he constantly yells free to keep his name alive after everyone else has moved on. The worst part is that this scenario demonstrates how deeply ingrained industry loyalty is. It went beyond simply standing up for a buddy when Pooh Shiesty became enraged with the female fan for disparaging Durk. When he was at his lowest, it was about standing up for the person who was holding him down. For those of you who may not comprehend the street politics involved, allow me to describe. Most individuals in the sector will avoid you when you're incarcerated, particularly if you're facing federal charges. That association is not what they want. They are unwilling to jeopardize their own jobs. The federal government is keeping an eye on everything, and artists are aware that endorsing someone who is facing criminal charges to the notch could draw unwelcome attention. However, Durk continued to mention Pooh Shiesty, kept him current, and gave his fans hope. Durk would bring up Pooh Shiesty in every interview and show. In my field, where individuals would abandon you as soon as you become a liability, that kind of loyalty is uncommon. This is more than just Pooh Shiesty expressing gratitude. This is about realizing that loyalty is crucial in this game. When someone is that devoted to you, you stick with them no matter what. Even if doing so means inheriting their adversaries. Even if doing so could suffer as a result of it. Rakai's claim to 4KT was particularly important, since it demonstrated how seriously Pooh Shiesty regards this allegiance. It would be disrespectful to Durk for him to even mention NBA Youngboy's crew as a joke. This is the degree of allegiance that we are discussing. That's putting your brother ahead of opportunities. Let's keep it at 100 though. Everyone is at risk from this beef. Engaged. NBA Youngboy has a devoted following, and they also don't play with disrespect. When you start criticizing YB, you're attacking a movement as a whole rather than just one individual. Members of 4KT are spread throughout Louisiana, and they fervently support their leader. The absurd thing is that Pooh Shiesty is undoubtedly aware that this could have an impact on his career. NBA Youngboy doesn't play about their favorite rapper despite having a sizable fan base. Some of the most devoted and combative hip-hop fans are YB fans. Anyone who disrespects their favorite artist will be targeted. Additionally, they act rather than just talk. Whoever Pushy prioritized loyalty over possible achievement, and that reveals something about his personality. Pushy is remaining loyal to the guy who truly stood by him when it meant most in a field where people change sides for opportunity and money. Now, the corrosive aspect of industry loyalty is also demonstrated by this circumstance. Even if you have never had personal conflicts with someone, loyalty to one person can sometimes lead to problems with others. NBA Youngboy and Pooh Shiesty most likely never had direct issues. However, they are inherently antagonistic due to the Durk scenario. The true question is whether this conflict will remain in songs and on social media, or if it will turn into something more serious. Both sides gain genuine street credibility. Additionally, things can quickly get violent when street politics and business politics are combined. This is where things become serious, though where there is more to this dispute than just two rappers not getting along. This is about two distinct civilizations and two distinct street mobility styles, two distinct strategies for respect and loyalty. The street cultures of Chicago and Louisiana are not the same, and there is genuine tension when those worlds collide. Because Pooh Shiesty symbolizes a third culture in this mix, the Memphis connection complicates matters further. Memphis has its own set of rules for behavior, loyalty, and ethics. However, Pooh Shiesty made the decision to side with Chicago. Because of his connection to Durk, this is the point at which we must discuss the wider picture. This battle is a symbol of a broader current trend in hip-hop. Due to industry and allegiance, artists are being made to take sides in disputes they did not initiate. Politics is fostering a culture in which remaining neutral is not an option. When you either support or oppose someone, Pooh Shiesty's issue ultimately involves more than just picking sides in a rap feud. It's about appreciation, loyalty, and realizing that in this game, relationships define both your friends and your adversaries. A friendship that transcends music was formed as Durk held Pooh Shiesty down during his lowest point. That kind of loyalty that enables you to take up another person's issues, even if doing so could harm your own professional prospects. When a fan treats your brother disrespectfully, you become enraged because of that kind of loyalty. However, allow me to explain it to you. The complexity of the rap game is further demonstrated by this beef. Sometimes you become enraged with individuals because of who you are loyal to rather than because of what they did to you. That is this culture's both lovely and perilous aspect. The lovely aspect is observing genuine loyalty in a field full of phony connections. The risky aspect is that your allegiance may lead you into disputes that could ruin your career, or worse. What will happen to Pooh Shiesty and the entire issue is the actual question. Will this conflict spread outside of social media? Will it have an impact on his career in music? Will NBA Youngboy give a direct response? Will other artists become involved in this dispute? One thing is certain. Pooh Shiesty was clear about his decision. NBA Youngboy is inevitably the opposition. Since he will always ride with Lil Durk, that's the way it is in both the street world and the rap game. When someone truly showed you loyalty, you cannot remain impartial. The circumstance also calls into question whether artists should be allowed to remain impartial or inherit their friends' grudges. However, neutrality definitely isn't the best course of action when someone demonstrates a degree of loyalty. Durk demonstrated Pooh Shie a choice. When someone maintained your reputation while you were incarcerated, how can you maintain objectivity? The entire affair demonstrates how streaming and social media have altered the game. Beef used to just exist in songs or on the streets. Every conversation is now captured on camera. Every response is examined. Each remark turns into substance. Push's response to Rakai, and that fan turned into his place in this beef, was established by viral moments. Fans believe they have direct access to musicians, thanks to streaming, which complicates matters further. In real time, they can test their allegiance. They may attempt to incite conflict. They can press buttons and observe the artist's reactions. With Pooh Shiesty, that is precisely what took place. Fans Pooh's commitment to the test and received the desired response. However, let's maintain it. Genuine about the repercussions. Pooh Shiesty's capacity to collaborate with specific artists, play in specific cities, and expand his fan base may all be impacted by this feud. NBA being on Youngboy's bad side can close doors because of his enormous influence in the industry. However, his allegiance to Durk might lead to other opportunities. Perhaps artists in Chicago would be more open to collaborating with him. Durk may receive greater support from his fan base and opportunities through that relationship that he would not have otherwise received. The true lesson here is that all relationships in hip-hop have repercussions. Every friendship has its adversaries. Every partnership excludes other options. Pooh Shiesty made his decision, and he must now deal with the fallout. How do you feel about Pooh Shiesty's initial animosity against NBA Youngboy and his devotion to Lil Durk? Do you believe he's making the correct decision? Should he attempt to maintain his neutrality or inherit Durk's adversaries? Will this beef continue on social media, or do you believe it will become worse? For more hip-hop drama and business politics, click on the videos on screen and leave your comments. This feud is far from over, and since both sides have devoted fan bases and genuine street credibility, things might quickly become very fascinating. In the rap game, things can change suddenly, so be sure to keep checking back for updates. In this game, loyalty is crucial, but sometimes it has a cost. So keep that in mind, family. Pooh Shiesty is currently paying that price. Only time will tell if it was worthwhile. One thing is certain though, he is exhibiting a level of loyalty that is uncommon in this field.